Kitakubu.
Hey everyone, KitaSean here. So as everyone knows, Lostbelt Chapter 6 has been released for Fate Grand Order JP. It's been a week since release, and I'm sure a handful of you guys have read the story already. If not, probably skipped it due to can't read Japanese, or you just didn't read the story at all, which I don't understand because the story is what makes FGO FGO. I actually just finished the story not too long ago, and I thought I would make a video talking about my thoughts about the latest chapter. I won't go crazy on the spoilers, but there are some, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I highly recommend you guys exit the video. So first, I want to point out that the first part of Lostbelt Chapter 6 is only 30% of the script. This was confirmed on the official FGO stream. It felt short, but each episode was really long. There was so much story that there were barely any battles. Speaking of the battles, they weren't hard at all, just annoying once you figure out what to do. It's easy mode. Also, Mushu level 100 revealed for the first time. That was cool, and she was pretty strong. Like many, I was expecting this chapter to be fairly similar to Lostbelt Chapter 5 on how they split the story, but it was different. The first part of the chapter was basically an introduction to the world, like what is this place, what are fairies, and so on. Reading the chapter, there were three perspectives: the main character, which is you, Mashu's perspective, and someone else. It's hard to say who this someone else is, but it felt like a narrator. I won't lie, reading the story, I was honestly a bit confused on what was going on at times because the story would go back and forth between the perspectives, so I had to go back and read sometimes to fully understand the situation. Like, there were bits of the story that didn't make sense at all, but in the end it all connected and it was such a fun read. I think one of the biggest surprises from this chapter was the main character actually talking with a text box instead of the choices. This is the first time this has ever happened, and it was exciting. Like, it's definitely something with a narrator perspective, so yeah, that was really cool to see. Another thing that surprised me was the cinematic battle scenes. Like, it was just gameplay with the camera zooming in and out, but it felt like I was watching a cutscene. The characters were great, especially the NPCs. Like, reading the story, I couldn't tell who were NPCs and who are going to be future servants. I mean, as you can probably see in front of you, there are a bunch of like servants or NPC characters that have been shown in LB6, and they're all drawn by different artists, and all of them felt alive. So it's, again, really hard to say who are actual NPCs and who are actual servants for future gachas. If you are on social media, then you probably saw this, but there were a lot of complaints about Oberon's design. For example, it looks unfinished, or his design doesn't look like it fits FGO style. Honestly, it did feel weird at first, but as I read the story, it didn't feel off anymore. Also, he played a big role helping out our main character. He not only saved us, but helped gather information to fully understand what's going on in the chapter. He does seem a bit fishy because he wants us to defeat the potential LB6 king, Morgan. The reason why I say potential is because we don't know if she really is the king of Lostbelt Chapter 6. Barrio revealed that he is the master of Morgan, but we aren't even sure if he's telling the truth. Some players are speculating that Oberon might actually be the true king of the Britain Lostbelt, but we have to wait for that in the second part of the chapter in order to find out. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but there was speculation that Caster Ku might actually be Odin, like Odin is using Ku's body as a vessel. There have been hints of Odin being in Fate Grand Order for quite some time. For example, his ravens guiding the members of Chaldea through Lostbelt Chapter 2, and him being the one merging Skadi and Skasaha together. Ku Caster is back in this chapter, helping behind the scenes, and even uses his wolves, who are said to be Odin's wolves. He barely showed up, but I'm sure he will play a huge role in the next part of the chapter, and we will officially figure out what is going on with him. I plan on making a separate video on this Ku Caster being Odin theory, so look forward to that. Obviously, we are expecting some servants that have yet to appear in part 1 to appear in part 2, but maybe, just maybe, we might get to see some unexpected servants. Overall, there was drama, comedy, and shocking moments in part 1, and it was really fun to read. If part 1 was this fun, then I can't even imagine how amazing part 2 is going to be. I mean, 70% of the script is part 2, so there is going to be a lot of reading, and it's going to be super exciting. I cannot wait to see which characters are actually servants, which characters are going to be only NPCs. I can't wait to see what happens with the interactions with these servants, kind of thing. So yeah, so much going on, and I just cannot wait for part 2 to come out. It's coming out on July 14th, So yeah, very excited for that one. So there you guys have it. That was my little review on Lostbelt Chapter 6. Again, I thought it was a very fun read, and I highly recommend you guys read it if you guys can. And yeah, I'm just super excited for part 2, and I just don't know what to expect. Like, there's just so much like going on that we don't even know. So like, I mean, the Odin theory, the battle with Lancelot, what's going on with Mashu, Oberon, Morgan, Burial. Like, there's just so much going on. Like, and there's no hints. Like, we literally have no hints on any of this. So yeah, LB6 part 2 is going to be a fun one. Cannot wait to read that. So yeah, that's going to be about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did read Lostbelt Chapter 6, please do comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.